Greetings and good morning, New York City. I hope you're enjoying your lovely, lovely mornings. I'm doing some comedy in my kitchen in my underwear. Oh, because life is short. It's too short, in fact. So we gotta go hard. I'm in the best city in the entire world, and it is truly, and this is my roommate's shirt. He's got cool style. He's got cool style. Look at this shit right here. Look at this shit right here. That's if I am in need of emergency saving. I'm gonna have a nice lifesaver jacket right here. Nice buoy that keeps me afloat no matter what comes my way. No matter what attacks or evil schemes or plots, I have a life jacket on me. I'm good to go. But anyway, I love New York City. And there's a lot of, good things about the city, and there's a lot of things that we just kind of put up with. We tolerate. It's part of being here. And I'll tell you, one of the things I love about this city is that they do make a damn good cup of coffee. I'll say that. So I was in Harlem one morning, and I walked in, and I said, hey, can I get a cup of coffee? And he said, yeah, we got coffee. And I said, okay, let me get one large coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugar. He goes, we don't have cream. And then I just kind of look at him for a little bit, and I'm like, waiting for him to be like the person that does their job, like of customer service. Because I'm the one giving, you know what I'm saying? Like usually they're like willing to meet you halfway, but we just like kind of did this like staring contest thing, and I was like, okay, he's not going to tell me that he doesn't have just cream, he has something else. I'm gonna have to do all the work here. So I said, okay, so what do you have if you don't have cream? And this is like 6 a.m., like Harlem. I commuted in from the Bronx. I'm not in the mood to do all the work, but homeboy's making me do all the work. And he goes, well, we don't have regular milk. We have these alternative types. It's like oat, soy, hemp, flax, rice, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, just go back to your father's jizz at this point. Shut the fuck up and make me a cup of coffee. That's what I felt like saying. I didn't say that. Instead, I started cleaning my rifle, but I had a nice little, those little brushes from the Civil War era where they're cleaning their muskets and their rifles. Like, I was doing that because I didn't even want to put up with this bullshit. But he just goes, yeah, we have almonds, we have soy, we have rice, we have hemp, we have oat milk, and then he's just going on with all these, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, just fine, I'll just take almond milk. And he starts to fix me a cup of coffee, and then I think that's it. And then I go, well, you know what, I'm actually kind of hungry. And you know how crazy you are before your cup of coffee in the morning? You know how crazy, yeah, don't act like you're not crazy too before your first cup. Unless you're like my friend who is amazing and she doesn't drink coffee and she's just amazing. She's a super hero, I think. I think her nose rings give her extra power. I'm not sure. She's amazing and she's my superhero. And she's the best friend anyone could ever ask for. But if you are like me, you're a complete psychopath before your first cup of coffee. And I am also hungry. I need some calories. I say, let me get a blueberry muffin. And I go over and I kind of like look at him because I don't want any more bullshit from him. And he goes, we don't have any blueberry muffins. So I go over and I walk over to a little clear basket thing that's like a little pull-up bar thing. And I'm like, I see some raspberry donuts, I see some other jelly-filled cream, custard, I see all kinds of things. And then I also count 4 blueberry muffins. And he goes, I don't work here. And at that point, I just pulled out my rifle from the Civil War era that I just time traveled and then went back to 2026 in. And I shot him in the goddamn face and took out my free cup of coffee and blueberry muffin. And I said, God bless America. This is what I love about New York City, is that you can easily get a breakfast and just go about your merry way for the rest of the day. This is what I love about New York City. And there's some other things. What's that one word? Not cunt. No, that's my mother. Conspiracy. Yeah, conspiracy. Yes. So there's conspiracy, and you can study it, you can educate yourself. But I will tell you my firsthand experience. I don't know if you see this right here, but at 3 a.m. on January 26th, the NYPD fire department, a dozen men in uniform with badges on came and broke down my door and attempted to murder me. What do you call that? Conspiracy. Yeah. That's the other thing I don't really, I don't really fuck with when it comes to the NYPD, and the entire building, and the entire landlord, of this building, whose name is Fidel. They're all, what's it called again? Yeah, conspiracy, yes. So, 3 a.m., this shit came down with a man who was the devil himself in disguise, wearing a badge, pretending to claim his oath and be a fire department man, but they're just putting on a uniform. And he had an axe, and they said, you gotta open the door, and I said, I'm an attorney, bitch. And he didn't give a fuck. He was the devil himself. And he just had an axe, a big axe, and he was adamant on breaking down the door, as you just saw. And I was like, damn, dude, how often is your wife not sucking your dick? Like, you don't need to take it out on my door. And I was like, okay. He's like, you need to open the door. And I was like, do you have a search warrant? And then they're like, you need to open the door. And then I was like, no, I don't. I actually understand all amendments, and the Fourth Amendment is my right to privacy. So unless you have a search warrant, I'm not giving you consent to open the door. And then he just started going. This is the axe, right? And I was like, dude, I was like, okay, here, like, and then I call my landlord. I'm like, hey, there's some crazy psycho man who hasn't had sex in over 5 years, and he's breaking down my door right now. Do you know anything about that? He's like, yeah, there's a leak in the bathroom. And I was like, you all come in to fix it at 3 a.m. and it takes 12 men to fix one leak. I think this has more to do with the fact that I'm a banging hot bitch who's talented as a motherfucker, and y'all don't want to see me inspire other talented hot bitches. I think that's more what it's about. What's that word? Yeah, conspiracy. Yeah. So then I call my landlord, and he's like, okay. Yeah, there's a leak. And then I'm like, okay, if my landlord, so you don't have the right to open my door. I'm an attorney, bitch. And then they got mad that I was standing my ground. So, and I was like, okay, dude. He's like, this is nothing. This is my wife. This has to do with everything with my wife. She hasn't sucked my dick. That mealy mouth bitch. And then they broke down my door, and his wife still hasn't sucked his dick. And the Lord is gonna make sure of that too. That man's not getting any action. You know what I'm saying? Broke down my door, 3 a.m. while I was watching a very talented, funny woman named Taylor Tomlinson. I was watching her special, and they just couldn't handle all of the outspokenness They just had to just come and so the point has been made. That's one of the things I do not like about living in New York City is the elite organizations that masquerade themselves as the good guys who wear the badges and who claim the oaths to serve and protect, and who claim to know all the 10 amendments, the first Bill of Rights. They don't know jack shit. They know how to masquerade and be a part of a satanic cult, and to really discourage anyone who's trying to do anything different, like go against the grain or be a street musician, for example. So this is one of the things that I will say I'm not a big fan of. So you gotta take the good and the bad. And you can't, like I said, you can't let the bad get the good out of you. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? The landlord here, he comes to fix the door. What I love about Mexicans, dude, I will tell you, they can fix stuff really quick. They fix it real quick. But you know what else? You know how I know he's a true Mexican? And I applaud him for this as well. I noticed that my food stamp card was missing after he came to fix the door, or fix the leak. And then today, there's gonna be more fixing of the door, even though the door was fixed yesterday. So there's a, what's that word again? Yeah, conspiracy. Yeah. But you know how I know he's Mexican is he fixes the repairs very quickly, as well as steals very quickly without my knowledge. That is a true Mexican, and I say bien hecho. Very well. Very good job. Job well done. Bien hecho. I say very well done, man. I mean, I didn't even notice that food stamp card was gone. I am an expectant mother, so that's a pretty shiesty thing to do. Steal mama's food stamp card. But you know, to each their own. Whatever gets your rocks off. Whatever, you know, Mexicans, that's what I love about Mexicans. They'll come and fix the leak, and they'll come and take that wallet out of your purse at the same time. They're quick with the wrench, and then they're quick with the pulling out of the purse. Just, here, fix the wrench. You got the wrench, you got the tool. And they fix it, they fix the wrench, they do fix it. They fix it. Well, there's no more leak. They fix it. But then they also take mama's wallet. She's an expectant mother. What's that word again? No, that's my mother. I keep getting those mixed up. Conspiracy. So my roommate as well. He's also just a sweet guy. He brings me the food, he brings me the cash. He's also the one to make the phone calls to get the elitists to come here. And he's also the one to take the food stamp card that I ordered after it was stolen, the replacement card, and steal it from the mailbox, and then lie to me and say I put all the mail on the dresser. And I'm like, what's that word again? Yeah, conspiracy. Yeah, the landlord, the roommate, the entire building is okay with an attempted murder. Let's see who else. Oh yeah, all of the NYPD and the fire department. So you could say I'm outnumbered by 5,000 or so. With all those numbers involved. There's a lot of firefighters, there's a lot of police officers. There's a lot of ambulances. There's a lot of power and nepotism, right? Yeah. So there's good and there's bad. I'm just saying. You can't let the bad overcome the good. You really can't, or else you just get eaten up. And there's this last little bit that I have where I just imagine theoretically where a wife is given a police officer and has a wife. I mean, I've heard that they do get laid. If they don't, they come at your door with an axe and they mealy mouth. You know, but some of them get laid. You know, some of them get laid. If they don't, if this, you know, good for them. Those guys are. So say in that example, there's one police officer who has a really nice, you know, adoring wife, and he gives her some pearl earrings, and she's like, oh, these are so lovely, thank you. And he's like, yeah, you know, I don't make much, I make about as much as a school teacher, but why don't you know, since I don't make much money, and that's why I'm really mad, and that's why I abuse my authority and power, why don't I hold on to those pearl earrings of yours? And she says, oh, no, honey, no. I've heard that you're not supposed to throw your pearls to the swine. Thank you so much, New York. My name's Kimberly Poncé.